The main thing that gives me the ick when it comes to dating is when people try to force things either in a romantic or sexual way. Yes.
Ooh,
I've got a
yeah.
little story to go along with this. And although this was one of my first times dating, this was something that had always given me the ick. I'm 21 and female, and for a good bit of my life, I've considered myself to be asexual. If you don't know what asexuality is, it basically means I've never been sexually attracted to anyone. I've questioned my sexuality every now and then, and honestly, now I don't think the label fits me as much as it used to. I think I could be sexually attracted to someone, but it takes building an emotional connection with someone for even the thought of romance to genuinely cross my mind. That's actually so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was like that.
It seems actually healthy and balanced.
That
It
seems
actually
good.
sounds very healthy.
Well, Honky, you in the car today said that like our what I'm forgetting the exact thing you said, but you said something like our society is very geared towards like a SLAA, like a sex and love addiction mentality.
I was saying that I think a lot more people in the world, I think most people actually would identify with sex love addiction.
I think celebrity worship is very triggering in that way. Like the fantasy of being in love with a
fantasy
celebrity.
I think so,
is
yeah.
wild.
And I think that we live in a culture that really pushes like love addiction.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. It sells movies, concert tickets.
Every story
every
is
song.
like, I can't live without you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a highly addicted country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like I feel like the fact I'm slow to warming up to others is what has prohibited me from pursuing a relationship for so long. I've never truly been involved in anything that was more than platonic, although I have gotten close to it before. I tried dating at 19 to see if it was just the fact I didn't try to put myself out there. I learned very quickly how horrible the dating scene is. Yeah, because people are fucking nightmares, and a lot of people haven't dealt with their shit, and it's so difficult. Being alive is so difficult.
It's so painful and
It's
hard.
so difficult.
That's why I really respect people that can do it sober, because it is such a fucking drag.
Yeah, it is. The first date I went on was with a guy I met on Tinder.
Okay.
When we were texting the night before and deciding where we were going to meet and what we were going to do, he asked if I had his consent if things were to progress. Okay, this is already ick.
Oh, okay. You know what?
That's so ick.
Because it's so fucking ick to not be in the... And also guys will be like, well, what? I asked
Because that
for
just makes me think that he is going to rape her, but he's just like, let me tell you that this is my intention.
Hey, bitch, read a fucking room. How about that?
Oh my God, and this guy thinks that he's being such a good guy. This is the kind of guy that's like, what? I did the right thing. I asked for consent.
Yeah, this is like one of those woke kings.
Yeah, it's so annoying. I knew nothing was going to happen because I wasn't going to warm up to him in a single date. And so I told him no. I learned very quickly that he gave off fraternity fuckboy vibes. Absolutely. The entire date, it felt like he was trying to get me to warm up to him by seeming like he wanted something serious. But I could tell he just wanted me to spread my legs for him. When we were in his car, he kept putting his hand on my leg and rubbing my thigh, getting a little too close to my no square. The entire day, he kept kissing me on the cheek, hoping I would kiss him back. Ew. The whole situation just gave off desperate guy who hadn't had sex in over a year. I felt like he had confirmed this by talking briefly about his girlfriend who he had split with the year before because she had to move back home. He also briefly asked me the stupid fuckboy question. Do girls really take birth control for things other than preventing pregnancy?
What an inquisitive prince.
What does that even...
He just wants to know if she's on birth control.
Yeah.
He wants to hit it raw.
Yeah. Yep.
To which I replied with my personal birth control story, heavy irregular periods. Then he thought it was appropriate to reply, well, at least we don't have to worry about you getting pregnant.
Yeah, and there it is.
Yeah, okay. They didn't even respond. I actually wasn't on birth control anymore at that point because I kept repeatedly forgetting to take it and my periods had returned to normal, but I just didn't care to say anything. He doesn't need to know.
No.
I didn't know how to tell him I was uncomfortable, and quite frankly, I was just waiting for the evening to be over with. It was kind of funny to me because at one point, I don't remember if it was following him rubbing my thigh or kissing me, he had paused and asked me if I was uncomfortable. I just shrugged and he continued. I mean, read the room. I mean, come on. In response...
You want to know what? Wait, pause really quick. The thing that really bothers me is that they are reading the room. You can tell when someone's uncomfortable, but you're so fucking selfish.
Oh, and he's asking because he knows.
Yeah. And that's
you're
on
right.
an emotional rapist.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up, sweetie.
Yep. It disturbed me that he could tell I was uncomfortable, but still continued. In response to him making me feel uncomfortable, I just talked about my, at the time, recently deceased grandfather. Nothing gets somebody more riled up than recently deceased. It seemed to work a little bit to make him slightly uncomfortable, and it also helped me disassociate through the rest of the date.
Okay. That's fun.
I stupidly agreed to another date afterwards.
Oh, honey.
He asked me out to milkshakes, and after I had responded with a yes, he sent me a TikTok titled, "Going out for milkshakes, ick." The TikTok briefly showed a photo of a girl tying her hair back to suggest getting a blowjob. I can't remember if he had to cancel for some reason or if I had to cancel, but I ended up sending him a message saying I wasn't ready for a relationship. He tried sending me a message of understanding followed by a question. Friends? I knew better than to agree to all that after all the shit he'd already said and done, so I left him on read. He actually ended up sending me a message later saying something like, or we could just not be friends. That's okay too. Which
Fuck off.
I found hilarious. Anyway, following that date, I still kept trying for a little bit. I realized I'm someone who prefers to develop relationships naturally and everything. And everything about dating apps just felt forced. I agree. Plus, most people on there just seem to want to rush into things. And I felt like those types of relationships would just crash and burn. What are you, the smartest person in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, this is giving heavy boundaries.
Yeah, for 21?
Yeah, you have...
What trauma did you go through to grow up this fast?
Or what trauma did you not experience? Because this is really... You fucking...
Yeah, it's doing the work. I can't.
You really are doing the work without even knowing that you're doing the work.
And congrats for being so young and for being so smart.
Yeah, really. I'll try again in the future. I really want to know what it's like to love someone more than in a platonic kind of way. I've always felt like I was missing out watching people fall in love so easily. But you know what? Maybe you're not.
No, you're not, because also...
And maybe people aren't falling in love that easily. Maybe people are just falling in love with the idea of love that easily.
Also,
and then they realize, maybe this isn't what I want.
Yeah. Well, because I think oftentimes, and like I've been guilty of this, like where like you quote unquote fall in love really quickly, but it's, at least for me, sometimes like I'll get really swept up with the idea of someone being really into me. Then I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm really into this. And it's like, no, you have to zoom out and like, identify how you actually feel about it instead of just getting off on the validation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, huh?
Okay. It's giving brilliant.
I've always felt like I was missing out watching people fall in love so easily, but I'm hoping my commitment to developing emotional connections with people will help me find the person who is right for me in the end. Anyway, thanks for reading. I love you guys, and I hope you all find true love in the end as well. Thanks for the wonderful things you do on this podcast. Much love. Oh, you're an angel.
Okay, what a sweet, sweet baby angel.
That was really sweet.
That was really fucking sweet.
Honestly, to me, it sounds very realistic, and it sounds like
so grounded.
Yeah, it's not getting caught up in the fantasy that we're all like swept in, you know.
Yeah,
it's like this like or the pressure to meet somebody, fall in love, and like, because when you succumb to that pressure, that's what creates all these like broken and shitty relationships that people.
And then we all treat each other like shit, and we're always all hurting each other because nobody really knows what they want.
Well, a lot of people, what they want, and I think it's hard to admit this, but like you want someone to like save you, and you want someone to like, it's like you're not really looking for a true equal relationship. You're like looking someone to like fix like that mommy wound or the daddy wound or whatever the fuck wound you have going on. And
save you from what? Yourself? You know who's gonna do that? You, sweetie.
You, sweetie. Daniel Sloss has the best fucking stand-up special called Jigsaw, where he talks about how people need to view themselves as an entire puzzle. Instead of like looking for like viewing yourself as half a puzzle, and you're looking someone to complete you. Because he's like, you're not a half of something, you're a whole. And he's like, it helps you. Whatever, you guys, just watch the special. It's called Jigsaw, Daniel Sloss.
Are you wearing fake eyelashes?
No.
Really?
Wait, no, I have two. I have one right here and one right here.
You put two fakies.
I put two fakies on. Does it look bad?
No, I really like it. Why did you do that?
Honk, because what you do is really hard for me. So I can't do like a whole, it takes me like way too long.
So and you just put on like a few?
Yeah, I just put on two.
I really like the way it looks.
Bonk. Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Cute. Anyway.
I love how like lately you've been on the fake eyelash train. And I used to do that, but it takes me so long to do it. And this is like so quick. You just like slap some glue on and then boom, place it.
Stick them on.
You don't have to curl it.
I know. I feel like
Low
these look
maintenance.
stupid, but
what?
mine, the way I'm doing
Shut the
them.
fuck up. You know you look hot. Okay.